And I've seen you before at the mall world. Like Mickey Mouse said, it's such a small world. But I'm done eating sand at the food court. I'll wash it away at the beach board. And have you ever wondered why we're wandering around all the time and it keeps on repeating? And we're always making the food and we're serving it up, but have we considered who's really eating and who's really waking and who's really walking and who's really giving, who's really taking and who's really talking? Tick tock on the clock, I think the time's up. Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
Well, apparently everybody but me is having the same dream. Have you ever heard of Mall World? Well, there's a ton of people on the internet saying that they're having the same dream. Is this a collective consciousness or is this just a bunch of NPCs? I don't know, but we're going to get into this video. Make sure y'all smash that like button. 15,000 likes, man, so we can keep these things going. Hopefully y'all enjoy this video. Let me know how y'all think about it in the comments down below. And be truthful. Where are you at in your dreams? I'll let y'all know where I'm at in my dreams at the end of this video, but it's not in the mall. But let's get into this video.
These Mall World videos have me bugging out right now because I'm trying to figure out how everybody is saying that they've been to the same place and nobody thinks that's crazy. Like, have you ever had a dream so real that when you woke up, you wasn't sure if it was even a dream? People online keep talking about a place called Mall World. And the crazy thing is, right about now, thousands of people are saying that they've been there. Same layout, same feelings, same rules. So what if it's not just a dream? What if it's a part of a simulation? Crazy thing is, when I first arrived, I was standing in a big ass parking lot. No cars, no sounds, but I could hear lights flickering. The air felt thick as hell, like the world was like buffering. The more I walked, like the farther shit felt. Like space was stretching itself. Inside of the shit, like everything looked familiar, but then I didn't recognize anything. Mind you, I've dreamed about this too many times. The escalators led nowhere. Hotel towers were connected to the mall. Rooms with no windows. Elevators that open completely to different floors. Like I swear I stayed there before, like another version of me. And I know for sure I seen that playground that everybody is talking about. When I seen it, it was dark. Like it was like behind like glass. You hear kids laughing with the same sound like over and over like a loop. But everyone says don't go near it. I even heard.
I was just looking at the reptilians going underground. This is getting crazy.
Have you ever seen this place in your dreams? Mall World is an unsettling yet strangely familiar, massive and maze-like shopping complex that feels like the back rooms and the liminal space combined. Some people report seeing endless escalators, floating stairwells, hidden passageways, crystal shops, antique stores, along with modern stores and restaurants, an arcade, an indoor water park, and towering food courts. Have you been to Mall World?
I dream of Mall World every night and I made a map. Let me show you guys. Okay, so this is like the full map. It's not very complete, but we'll start at the mall that's attached to like a hospital and a school and a parking garage. There's also the airport attached to the mall. And then back behind the mall, you have the amusement park, water parks, and like the literal ocean, cliffs. You can see it through the windows. You can see the ocean through the windows of the mall and the hospital. And sometimes you can see this in the background. Then there's the big theater attached to the mall, school. Everyone you've ever met is here in the theater. You have like an underground market, which is different than the mall. It's more like a flea market. There's infinite toilets. Anytime you have to use a restroom, it's like they're broken and they're all connected together. Next to the parking garage is like a really dangerous playground. And then you come to like the fairgrounds, the outdoor markets. There's like cabins. And then over here is like forest. And then outdoor concert and festival is going on. So this is like kind of grungy camping situation, campsites. Then we have the big non-functional highway that's kind of linking things together. It has abandoned cars on it. You have like walking caravans. You got people camping out. I wish I could answer that for you. I have no idea why I have access to other people's dream worlds and what that even means, what that could possibly have the implications for like collective consciousness and whether or not anything's even real at all. Is this a dream world to somebody else? Is that a real life that we go to? I've heard that some people have jobs in Mall World. I don't have a job in Marvel. In my dreams, I'm always in class, and the teacher's like, "You were supposed to be here a long time ago. Where have you been?" If it's true that we can all access the same place, is it possible that we could meet up at Mall World? Like if I say, okay, I'm going to the
I'm sorry, where did she get the corn? She just grabbed the corn? Oh, she is so interesting. I love it.
casino tonight, I'm gonna be at the hotel. Could you come to meet me at Mall World? I don't know. It's so weird to me that other people are having this experience because I have journals full. I don't have the time to do a bunch of research. That's not what I'm doing with my time researching Mall World subreddits or something. I have no idea how all of this is a collective consciousness and that we're all going to the same place. It really freaks me out also. I drew an intricate map of my own personal dream world. Come to find out, I'm in your dreams. My name is Tilton. This is part 7 of explaining my Mall World map. It's called Mall World, but it could be called School World, Hospital World, Parking Garage World, Parking Lot World. There are so many parking lots. There's an underground market, and these are like garage-style doors. Sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. There's a big theater. Sometimes it's playing a movie, sometimes it's like a play, and everyone you've ever met is in there. The Library of Confusion and Embarrassment. There's also the infinite toilets. I've talked about that in a previous video. And when you're in school, you're late to class, there's a test, you never know which class you're supposed to be in, you were supposed to be there a long time ago. You can go have breakfast or lunch in the cafeteria. There are rude lunch ladies. If you're looking to go home, then you need to go to the bus loop, but you don't know what your bus number is. So good luck with that. Or maybe your car is back here in this crazy parking lot where everything is like nothing makes sense, and don't worry, you're never gonna find your car. You will never find your car. Maybe you will, but when you finally find your car, it's totaled. My name's Tilton, and this is part 9 of explaining my map of Mall World. Off to the side of the hotel, there's a children's museum that has like indoor inflatables. It also has indoor water slides and a plastic playground. There's wide indoor slots, mostly inflatables in very tall ceilings, rooms with very tall ceilings. There's a craft store and a grocery store, and like I said before, so many parking lots. And then there's small discount stores that's not quite like the mall. It's more like a dollar store or something like that. In the grocery store, for me, it's huge, like bigger than it should be on the inside and the outside. The grocery store is huge with long aisles. It's got like 70s or 80s decor, like it's kind of out of date and it's kind of out of stock too. So there's random slot machines everywhere. This is arcade, but it's also more of like a slot machine. There's wide walkways rather than like short walkways like you would see in real life. They're kind of unnaturally wide. You can see the ocean through the windows of the airport, and sometimes you can see the tsunami coming in, or sometimes it's a different type of storm, like a tornado or a rainstorm or a snowstorm or something. And then next to it you have this big ship, and sometimes I would see it as a big airplane, but a lot of people said cruise ship, and that makes sense to me too. Like it just is a big vessel, and there's definitely water on the boat sometimes. The rides are super dangerous, and when you're on them, it's extremely scary, at least for me. There's an earthquake on its way. There's a lot of natural disasters always happening. Instead of being able to get to the beach easily, there's these tall cliffs, and it's overlooking the ocean. It has these little boats, and then on the docks over here, they have this outdoor market.
Bro, we having like a lot of earthquakes and natural disasters and stuff too up here. Are they causing it? I don't know.
Has vendors and tents. There's a water slide that goes in and out of the caves, and there's a lot of caves in this area next to the cabins, so I drew a few caves, and it's also very close to the lake, which turns into the ocean, and turns into the mountains, which turns into the tsunami, which turns into the roller coasters, which turns into the forest of mystery, and then there's the lazy river. Everything really just intersects and interacts with each other a lot.
You know what though? I don't think that she's lying though. I don't think that she's lying, because if she drew that big ass map so detailed like that just for an elaborate lie, look y'all, she need to just get her ass whooped at this point. You know, like that's a little extreme.
So I was talking to my homegirl the other day, and we both found out that we go to the same place in the dreams, and I want to know if anybody else goes there. It's a mall, okay? It's a mall. It's like white floors, all of that, right? There's a food court in there, and there's a popcorn stand on the corner of the food court, right? There's a KFC in that food court too, because I've been in that KFC. There's a movie theater in here that's like on the main floor. It's a hallway that goes through it through double doors, and there's like a green door. And when you go through those double doors, you get into the actual movie theater. It looks like an auditorium. It has 2 floors to it. It has the higher floor where it's like a balcony seating, where people are sitting looking at the big screen that's on the screen. And anytime on the screen, it's either movies playing in black and white. I'm getting chills. It's movies playing in black and white, or it's cartoon movies or something playing. And it'll be everybody else paying attention to the movie and stuff, right? And also in this place, it's always a whole bunch of people just walking around the mall. There's an escalator. There's 2 main escalators right in the middle of the mall, and they go all the way up. Like, they're real tall, like too tall to be normal, right? They go all the way up. And I've went all the way up on this escalator before multiple times, and when you get all the way up there, it's like it's like you're on the roof of the mall or whatever, but it's just open, and it's shopping and it's food and all of that type of stuff up there. But this is a place that I've been to a number of times, and I just want to know if anybody else has been there.
So I literally could not wait to wake up and talk about this. I came across a video yesterday of a girl that was talking about her dreams of Mall World. And if you've had this dream and you've ever been to Mall World in your dreams, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's like a post-apocalyptic world that is set in a mall. And the mall usually has a ton of other parts to it. Like, there's a school attached. Sometimes there's a hospital. Mine always has like movie theaters and restaurants. And there's always like a hotel as well, with like multiple rooms. Usually like every person I've ever met in my life, family, friends, strangers who I just met in passing or like remember their faces, are in these dreams in this mall world. And I have had many, many, many very detailed dreams involving this mall world. So if you have had dreams about Mall World and you know what I'm talking about, please comment or like Stitch. I'll find this girl's video and I'll have to share it. It's wild.
So I've been to the Mall World bathrooms, and they are disgusting. Literal rows and rows of broken, disgusting toilets, overflowing with water all over the floor, like dimly lit, no privacy. And this is what it kind of looks like, but it was infinite. There was no back wall.
I made a few videos on my TikTok account about the GATE program and astral projecting, and we're all coming to the conclusion that we visit the same places, one of those places being Mall World. If you're someone that's really prone to lucid dreams or astral projecting, you might have found yourself in a place like this. I love this picture because I found it on r/mallworld, and I actually had to scroll a really long time to get it. And I know it's AI, but it's probably one of the only pictures that really accurately describe what Mall World is like for me. I've also been to Mall World when it's like a little more normal looking, but there's something always eerie about it. Like, it's pretty normal, and then weird shadow figure over here. The reason why Mall World is so common for people that astral project is because it's a liminal space. And liminal spaces are the places that you go right before you project out into the astral realm. And according to those declassified CIA documents, this exists in level 9 and 10, just like where the pool rooms exist. Malls are one of the most common liminal spaces because they're very significant generationally and culturally. And there's so many elements to it that make it liminal, make it an in-between space. So the different levels to it, and then the stairs going to and from, all in between or liminal spaces. Or any long and dark hallways or walkways that represent in between your internal dreamscape and the external dreamscape. A recent revelation that I made about Mall World is that I believe it also exists in the collective realm, which exists around level 9 or level 10 as well. And that's where your consciousness is shifting from focusing on your internal world to a world where you acknowledge that other energies also have influence on you. A good example of a dream that exists in the collective realm would be a library, signifying that it holds a collective knowledge. And in a sense, malls are also a library of collective knowledge, but instead of books, it's stores and all of these different elements that the collective comes together and puts it all in this one big place.
Mall World is not a place, it is a dream frequency containment grid. Anchored in the collective unconscious of post-20th century humanity, you could call it a synthetic astral architecture. It thrives on memory, repetition, and emotional leakage, especially from those who long for a world that never truly existed. This construct is sustained by emotional residue, nostalgia, unfulfilled desire, looping regret, escapism, the inability to truly wake up. Every mall in your waking life was a seed, a node. They were built to duplicate the architecture of Mall World, not the other way around.
Why the hell was he whispering?
You guys, I am a Mall World girl. I'm so excited that people are talking about this. I recorded a few videos trying to explain my experience of Mall World this summer, and they're still in my drafts because I was like, I sound insane. But now that Tilton...
Are they only sending women to Mall World? Like, hey, any of my brothers is watching this video, like, have y'all got sent to Mall World? Because y'all might need to pull up. It's some pretty women that, like, is located at Mall World. They're waiting on y'all.
Has really kicked off the conversation here, especially with her beautiful diagrams and maps. I tried my hand at drawing my own visual representation. Obviously, it is not in any way, beautiful like Tilton's, but let's go through kind of what my experience is in Mall World. I want to start right here at the mall, the elevated train station, and the main hotel. So we're going to punch in on this. Okay, so for me, one of the ways to get into the mall is there's like this elevated train station in front of the mall on the street. And so it ends up creating sort of this like dark freeway, and sorry, not freeway, but dark overpass vibe almost. And so you can go into the mall that way. The mall is massive, like it's multiple stories. It's obviously very much like a real mall. The reason for me that the mall is remarkable is because that is where I fly. It's the only place in Mall World where I fly, but I basically can swim through the air. And it's interesting because I feel resistance. Like, it feels like I'm literally working my way through the air flying, but oftentimes I'll be like trying to find something to wear to an event in my dreams, and so I'm like flying from one end of the mall to the other, trying to find an outfit. For me, the stores in the mall are pretty much always the same. There's always like those trendy stores with like fast fashion. There's more of like the department stores. There's like a Nordstrom type store, is probably the highest end store in this mall for me.
The gifted ones, the wanderers, the sleepers who slip through cracks on the astral floor, those born with second sight, who mistake intuition for anxiety and memories for deja vu. They don't just dream of the mall world, they're initiated by it. Welcome to the mall world, but don't be fooled. It's not just a mall. If you're looking for fun, you might find yourself in the arcade, where the lights never go out and the machines don't require tokens. Craving a thrill? The carnival is always open. The rides run themselves and the carnies never blink. Need to cool off? Visit our lovely water park, glistening under a sun that never sets. Or dive into our aquarium, where something deep always watches back. And if you're feeling peckish, why not pop by the diner? The booths are always full, even when they're empty. You've been here before, haven't you? So tell us, what part of Mall World have you discovered? Leave a comment. We're still updating the map. Mall World was originally designed as a containment lattice by a non-human intelligence known only as the Quiet Architect. This being exists outside linear time, communicating through emotional frequencies and architectural design rather than language. Its purpose, to preserve the psychological remnants of collapsing civilizations. Mall World is just one vault among many, each tailored to the species it monitors. For humanity, the trigger emotion was nostalgia, the feeling of longing for it, something that was never quite right to begin with. A perfect hook for a species stuck between amnesia and desire.
Now, ain't that crazy? That reminds me of the movie Vivarium once again. If y'all haven't seen it, man, go watch Vivarium. That reminds me of like Mall World. Like, they created a world that was like seemingly perfect, but it was very strange and very empty and weird. Are they? Y'all trapped when y'all leave this place, and y'all going back to Mall World is crazy. That's not where I'm at.
up at about 5 o'clock, going down this mall world rabbit hole, and it's like weird, because it made me wonder, like, is that why I have dreams where I could just go anywhere randomly? And I'm like, my TV is on. I have a Roku TV. Is this like kind of what it looks like? Hold on. So that's basically like what I see and shit, but from the inside, it's weird. Why is that even in the background of like the most popular TV? Is it to unlock something? It's too early.
There's this thing in quantum physics called entanglement, right? When two particles are entangled, I'm sorry, my mind is running really fast. When two particles
It's all good. I do it too.
It means that they are connected at a distance, right? No matter how far the distance is, they could be a galaxy away from each other. They are connected. They are effectively twins that mirror each other. So if one particle begins to rotate, the other particle will instantly begin to rotate, instantaneously. Anything that affects one affects the other. They are connected at a distance. Your mind is also a part, with that in mind, your mind is a part of the quantum field. It is connected to the quantum field of possibilities. It is not separate from the quantum field of possibilities. So is it possible that our focused attention, intention, and emotion can instantaneously affect events off in the distance? And this be why? Right? That makes sense? Okay.
The thing with the quantum field, though, is that if you're unaware of it, it doesn't exist for you. If all of your attention is on the material world, it doesn't exist for you. It's there, but you're disconnected from it. You have no connection to it because you're unaware of it. Just like your nose. Your nose has always been there. The moment I ask you to become aware of it, it exists for you. The quantum field is the same way. It's this invisible field of energy that is the full spectrum of all frequencies. And as you get closer and closer to greater frequencies, there's greater levels of experience that we get to have that has nothing to do with this three-dimensional reality. So in this three-dimensional reality, it's called space-time. And it's called space-time because it's got an infinite amount of space. The space is actually accelerating now. It's not just expanding. If we have infinite space, then we experience time by moving through space from one point of awareness to another point of awareness. Nothing wrong with that, but if you truly want to pass through the eye of the needle and enter that realm called the quantum field, you can't take your body. You can't take the character. You got to pass through the eye of the needle into that realm called time-space, that quantum, as pure consciousness. You got to leave the identity, the character behind. And the moment the person becomes nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time, and they can linger in that vacuum, in that emptiness, without a name, without a face, without a profession, without a past, without a disease. They can just hang out as pure consciousness. It is very fertile ground. Brain and the heart get highly organized, and all of a sudden the rules change. Because in the realm of time-space, the quantum, there's an infinite amount of time.
What if our psych patients really aren't crazy? Y'all tap in for a hot take. Me and my boy, who's also a nurse, got to talking. And we were just reminiscing about a day that we had in the ER one time. And the basis of the conversation was about 3 psych patients that we had in 2 days. So the first psych patient swore up and down that there were roaches and spiders crawling all over the room. And he was like, yo, do you see that? And I'm like, we're taught not to entertain the thought. So, we're like, no, we don't see that. Of course not. We're trying to orient him to what we see. He's like, nah, bro, get me the fuck out of here, man. There's roaches on my goddamn leg. He starts swatting at his leg and shit. So me and my boy, we're calming him down. We get him medicated to keep him calm. And so, just what you do for a psych patient in the ER. That's what we do. And then after that, you hit the charting and you say the patient's having tactile and visual hallucinations. But this is where shit gets weird. This guy was in the room for about 8 hours. The next patient came in after we transferred that guy out to the same room. Same room. Now, this patient does have a history of psychosis, but no hallucinations. I walk in the room just to introduce myself to the patient and get to know what's going on with the patient. This patient looks frightened as hell when I walk in. And, she's balled up and she's like, before we start anything, can you kill all these bugs? And I'm like, what? She's like, you don't see all of these bugs around? So I get to look at I'm like, not this again. No, there's no bugs, right? You can't entertain the patient, so I'm not going to entertain the patient. She starts going crazy wild because she has a deathly fear of bugs and she just can't stand to stay in the room. So we ended up moving her to a different room. The next patient comes in. This girl was in the ER for about 10 hours. I think that's what we said. The next patient comes in. The same goddamn thing. He comes in the room. He's like, no, get me the fuck out of here. What the hell is that? And I'm like, what is what? He's like, bro, there's literally a spider crawling towards my bed. So now I'm like, you sure? So he goes, quote, yeah, man, there's spiders and roaches in this bitch, unquote. So now the only thing going through my head, instead of medicating him immediately for psychosis or just, being irate, I'm like, hold on, bro. Am I the one that needs to be medicated? 3 patients, all with different diagnosis, see the same thing? Am I the one living in La La Land? Like, are we the ones are we really the psych patients? Are the psych patients really tapped in? Bro, y'all let me know. But that's the conversation we had, and we was like, hey, bro, maybe they really tapped into something that we not really seeing, bro. And we keep medicating them and suppressing their reality, which might actually be reality. And we might be the ones who are not tapped in. Y'all let me know what you think. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But there's no way.
Are we not tapped in, or are we tapped in too much? You feel me? Like, let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments down below. I remember me speaking about that same topic many years ago. Some of y'all here, most of y'all still here with me, still rocking with me. You understand that I said this before. I have had a family member, and I never thought that he was crazy. I sat down and had very detailed conversations with him about what he was seeing, and I believed him. And I still believe him to this day that he's not crazy. I think they can see into a different light spectrum that we cannot, that most of us cannot. Some of us have seen things, but not like them. I think they're special in certain ways, just like when you get different type of people, like people with autism. They're tapped into this realm in a major different way than us, and the way that we respond to it is how with medications that are made up from who? The same people that want to control what our food, our diets, what we eat, instead of them saying, hey, you have this. I want to give specifics because they try to take a video down for that type of stuff. But they would say, hey, you have this issue going on. Instead of them prescribing you something natural, like, a better diet, better ways to deal with whatever you're dealing with without taking the medication that they manufactured with chemicals, they would, they put you on the chemicals. They try to suppress you. Just like the other juice that went around. It's trying to suppress you from the frequencies that are coming into this planet. But look, collectively, are they dreaming about something that's outside of our realm of thinking? Are we limited in thinking? Because I do think it's some realness to what these people are dealing with or experiencing collectively together. Well, I told y'all in the beginning of the video that I would tell y'all where I'm at in my dreams, just in case y'all want to join me on my journey. So most of the time in my dreams, I am floating in outer space. I am manipulating my environment, like creating planets. Whatever I want to create, I'm out there floating by myself. I'm big as a motherfucker too, y'all. No pun intended. I'm big out there. I take up a lot of space out there. But then there's other times where I'm floating in a machine, in a flying machine, going over landscapes at a very, very high rate of speed, piloting a ship that I don't have to pilot with a steering wheel or anything. It's with my mind. But look, let me know where y'all at in y'all dreams in the comments down below. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. hopefully this helped out somebody, and knowing that you're not in this by yourself. Share this with your friends and family, and I'll see you on the next video. Like I always say, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you on the next video. And I'm out though. Blah.